My name is Nathan Carter, and if you'd asked me a year ago what my life looked like, I would have said perfect. A loving wife, a close-knit family, a stable job, and a father I adored who was battling stage 4 cancer. I was juggling hospital visits and night shifts at work to make ends meet, but I didn't complain. That's what family does. But apparently, not everyone shares that philosophy. My wife, Alyssa, and my brother, Brandon, taught me that lesson the hard way. It all started unraveling one night after I came home from a particularly long shift at the hospital. My dad had just undergone a risky procedure, and I was running on caffeine and adrenaline. Alyssa greeted me with her usual peck on the cheek and a weird sort of distracted smile. She asked me how my day was, but barely listened to the answer. That wasn't like her. At first, I chalked it up to stress. We'd been distant lately, but I thought it was just the strain of life, the finances, my dad, our intimacy growing stale. I didn't realize she had already found someone else to connect with, someone I used to call my best friend. My brother Brandon. It wasn't until I found the burner phone under her car seat that everything shattered. The messages were undeniable, explicit, degrading, intimate in ways she had never been with me. It wasn't just sex, it was secrets, jokes, plans. Plans that didn't include me. One message read, "Greater than, he's still at the hospital. Want me to wear that black dress you like when you come over?" The contact name, B, with a damn heart emoji. At first, I didn't react. I just sat in the driveway, phone in hand, my heart beating like a war drum in my ears. I couldn't confront her, not yet. I needed proof. I needed the whole story. So I played dumb. I waited. I started documenting everything. Screenshots, voice memos, bank statements. I even pulled up security footage from our home system she didn't know I had reactivated. It wasn't just an affair, it was a calculated betrayal. They used my absence, my suffering, for their convenience. And the most disgusting part. Brandon had comforted me during my lowest points, told me I was too good for Alyssa when I doubted myself. All while sleeping with her behind my back. When I had enough, I confronted Alyssa. She denied it at first. Said I was paranoid, that stress was getting to me. But then I held up her burner phone, smashed it on the kitchen counter, and watched the color drain from her face. I told her I wanted a divorce. She didn't beg. She didn't cry. She just stood there like a mannequin. Cold, silent, almost relieved. That stung more than anything. When I filed, Brandon tried to preemptively paint me as unstable. He posted vague quotes online about jealousy and toxic siblings. Alyssa started parading around like the victim, telling people I was emotionally distant, that our marriage had already died. I was the one keeping it on life support, apparently. But here's the kicker, they didn't realize I had already hired a lawyer. One of the best. My dad had connections from his military days, and that lawyer helped me blow everything open in court. Text messages, check. Hotel receipts, check. Voice messages of Alyssa and Brandon joking about me behind my back. Check. The courtroom was dead silent when I played a clip where Brandon said, "Greater than, he's too busy wiping dad's drool to even notice. Let him be the hero. Gives us more alone time." Even the judge looked sick. The divorce was swift. I got to keep the house, the car, and everything I'd worked for. Turns out Alyssa hadn't been paying her share of the bills for months. Brandon had co-signed on a secret lease for her. Dumb move, he left a paper trail a mile long. As for our family, torn apart. My mother sobbed when she found out. Said she'd raised 2 sons, not monsters. But the damage was done. Our father died shortly after the trial. I like to believe he knew the truth before he passed. I whispered it to him in hospice, even if he couldn't respond. The funeral was awkward. Alyssa showed up wearing sunglasses like she was some grieving widow. Brandon stood a few feet behind her, avoiding eye contact. I gave the eulogy. I didn't mention either of them. After that, I moved on. Slowly, I poured myself into therapy. Focused on rebuilding my life. Found peace in silence, in evenings alone, in learning how to cook for one. I started running again. I cut my hair. I changed jobs, left the hospital and joined a private clinic where people respected me. And the best part, I ran into Brandon just last week. It was at Henderson's Bargains, of all places. He was wearing a cheap polo with a second-rate car dealership logo, and he was browsing the clearance rack like a kid hiding from the school principal. When he saw me, he literally froze, then turned around and walked the other way. Guess those Gucci loafers are on the other foot now, huh? Funny how life works. He took my wife. He took my trust. He tried to take my dignity. But he underestimated one thing. I rebuild better. And I don't burn bridges anymore. I torch the whole damn kingdom.